if we look around in our Thai society nowadays, you will see lots of immoral behavior more than it used to be. The word backsliding means deteriorating or regressing. That means it's getting worse. Moral principles seem to be violated, seem to be not in people's consideration, because we see so much immoral behaviors in society right now. No matter it's involve people on the street or government officials or some authorities in the government, at the ruling positions, whenever they have a chance, they'll do some cheating, deceiving, and corruption. Whenever they have a chance, they do it. They don't care about anything, and they tell a lie without feeling guilty at all. You see, some good people live with difficulty at the present time. How can we help with this situation among conflicts among different groups of people? Very difficult. And nowadays, youth seem to accept more corruption than it used to be. Than some people saying, and the newspaper reported it, that if they deceive, they corrupted, but they do something good, how could it be? It's acceptable. This should not be. This is wrong, especially based on Buddhism and Confucianism. You see, in Thai society at this time, it seemed like good people do nothing, and bad people dare to do some more bad things without feeling guilty at all. They take advantage. They did something wrong, and then they ask for forgiveness. Those who know what they did wrong would deserve some forgiveness, but those who did very bad things never know that they did some very bad things should never get any forgiven at all, because whatever they did before they did, why didn't they think before? Think before taking action. Those who were killed, can we help them to be alive? Those who lose or lost their properties, how could they get it back? So those who try to destroy the other people, properties, how could they get their properties back? Should they receive any forgiveness? Consider and think, if you were the victim, how would you feel if you did that? If somebody did that to you, how could you feel? Think about that. So good and bad, no way to be compromised. Good is good, bad is bad. So never do anything wrong. If you think before you're doing, you don't need to ask for forgiveness. And nowadays, the situation seems to be worse because it's hardly have any good role model in Thai society Children nowadays, they live among conflict, so they absorb some hatred, some bad feelings, and they are more likely to behave like those bad people because they saw that if you have authority and you have money, you can do anything. So it's dangerous for our country. If good people do nothing, some days when the country is falling down, can you imagine what's going to happen to your children in the future? Think about it. Not just to live day by day now. You have to care about your children's future. So try to help keep moral principle to be active. See? Nowadays, we can see lots of deceiving, cheating, frauding, and corruption. They did it. It seems like they are not afraid of being caught. Why? Because even those who practice the law enforcement also did the bad thing by themselves. It seems like law enforcement is not effective because if you are or if you were in the same groups, you can do bad things and be considered a good thing in your term, not in good people's term. So consider about all of these that happen around you in Thai society at present time. Imagine if no moral principle to be effective, how you can live in such society. You can see some example around our neighbors' countries. The next one, slide 41. People should have good self-control, control your mind, and strong enough to hold with that. Not to be sensitive with all the temptation that try to get you. You have to overcome your temptation. You have to be strong to hold your own good values and high self-esteem. So try to be good role model in society. How can you build up a better world, better society? You should start with yourself first by building a better you, and then you can help society, country, and the world. Imagine if around you always lots of bad people. How can you live? If you can build a better you and you can help building a better society, better country, and in the long run you will see being a good person is not only good for other people, it's also good for yourself, because the good one deserve good, happy ending in their life. You can see so many examples around in Thai society at the present time. To be good is also being successful. It's the same. Goodness is the same as successful in life. That means if you are a good person, a good worker, a good colleagues, good friends, and good neighbors, everything become good. So every people around you would be grateful to you. So in that community, in that society, will be happy ending. Sometimes its values and some temptation may not go together. And sometimes values and what you actually behave, sometimes it's doesn't go together either sometimes. So you have to be aware of this all the time. And don't let the bad or negative idea to attempt to you to to change and to accept the bad things, because you know that in the long run badness would not be good for you at all. You can see from yourself with your own self. The golden rule is about some quotation from different religions, that they have different ways to convince people. In almost all religion, that they have something to convince you that if you do follow religious practice strictly, you would get good result. Otherwise, you would be suffering mentally, at least, because whatever you did, nobody know, but you yourself know whether you did something good or bad. So, values and moral in that related to religion, it's also always a very good practice for you. So, but for some people, when you judge people whether they are good or bad, you should try to see some background about that person too, because all of those are interrelated. And some people who were considered as religious people, sometimes they may not be as good as those who are not religious anyway. So you have to consider each case separately and try to be careful. Don't believe in other people by their words, only by their action. You judge them by their action, their values, and their life philosophy, their attitudes. Okay, in any religions, it also always shows that whenever you follow the rule in the religion, what would you get? So you know that no one that follow the rule in religion would get any bad result. So you can be sure for that. For example, after this will be some example of those saying from different religions. For example, like do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That means whatever you like, other people also like that. So don't do anything that you don't like to the other people. Like in Jesus Christ, in Judaism, Islam, it's convey the same thing. Like whatever you believe in, that if you want love from the other, you always give love to the others. I'll go through quickly. So, for example, like Buddhism, hurt not others with that which pain yourself. That means if you don't want any pain, so don't hurt the other people, because the other people don't want any pain either. The next, like Hinduism, good people proceed while considering that what is best for others is best for themselves. That is, everyone wants the best. For humanists, every person has dignity and worth and therefore should command the respect of every other person. That means you should treat anyone equally with dignity. Don't use other people as your mean to your end. That means you insult them, you look down upon them, and you take advantage of them. So don't do that. Like communist model, which has no more at the present time, even though that communist is already fade away from each according to his ability to each according to his needs. It's still thinking about the public at large, not individual. Indian saying said, don't judge others until you have walked in their moccasin. That means don't judge them until you know them well enough, all information about them. That's all. The other example about golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, is about like whenever you are struggle for survival, when you need money and good life, think that all other people, they are the same. They also thinking about want to have lots of money, want to have good life and happy life too. So you should not cheat any other body just to be rich from difficulty of the others. Like for those that if you're hungry, you should find some food for yourself in the right way. If you want power, you should strive for that power with good effort and good value, good high self-esteem, not for the tricky way to get that top dream. Especially those hungry for power and authority should be aware of this. Don't abuse people just for your own power and authority. So if you want, when you grow up in the future, you build up your own family, if you want to live in good society, you should raise your children with moral principle, so that people, if everyone have moral principle, ethical conducts, so they would live together peacefully because they don't take advantage of each other. So children will learn and absorb goodness or badness or hatred or loveness from the model, from what they see in society. So we should behave and be role model for the younger ones. So moral is not easy because good is not easy to do. People are more likely to do bad faster than to do good things. So how can you behave nicely and good? You have to be patient. Patience is a good one that would be leading you to successful. If you are not patient enough, you may not be able to be successful. And at the end, this is slide number 55, Benjamin Franklin saying that, tell me and I forgot, show me and I remember, involve me and I understand. That means when you hear something, you tend to forget. So you should not only hearing, but you should try to see something that related to what you hear, so that you can remember what you see more than just hearing. And if you try to do it yourself, you will understand. That means when you just hear, you tend to forget. When you see, you tend to remember. But when you do, you will understand. So at the end, I would like to remind you about our Buddhism. The good way to be successful in Thai is อิทธิบาทสี่ ฉันทะวิริยะจิตตะวิมังสา and also สังฆะวัตถุสี่ทานปิยวาจาอัตถกริยาสมานตตา also พรหมวิหารสี่เมตตากรุณามุทิตาอุเบกขาไม่ใช่เมตตากรุณาอิจฉาริษยานะคะแล้วก็สุดท้ายธรรมะ for success is patience นะคะ patience is the very important one. If you are not patient enough, you will never be successful at all. Okay, thank you. That's all.